There's your thought for the day. We're going to cover 7.3 today. 7.3 is use the properties of right triangles to determine the altitudes or lengths. We're not going to do this activity, but what I want to show you is these similar triangles. Okay, so if you have a right triangle, like this, right? And we draw from this, from the right angle, you draw the altitude to the opposite side. All right. Let's give these points. Let's give this A, B, C, and D. All right. If I redraw these triangles, all right, then they're going to be similar. I can draw ABC. So we redraw ABC. That stays the same. I can take this medium-sized triangle, right, and redraw it so that the right angle's at the base. Here, you know, this right angle's here in this picture, so that this becomes ADB. All right, and then I draw the small one. I'll draw it over here. And so the right angle is D. The point at the shorter side is C, and this is B. Right. All three of these triangles are similar. Okay. Because we will learn angle-angle similarity. Right. Angle-angle similarity, because they all have a right angle. That's one angle, and then the big one and the medium-sized triangle share this angle, angle A. Takes two angles to say the triangles are similar. The small one, the small triangle and the overall big triangle share this angle, right? See in here's C in the big triangle. And then in the small triangle, it's here. Right? So they have two angles the same. So all three of these triangles, this is a similar, a squiggly line. They're all similar. They have the same shape. They're not the same size, but they have the same shape. That's the essence of today's lesson, if you can understand that. Okay, so practice it. Practice starting with this triangle and drawing the other three and getting them labeled correctly. If you can do that, then you can, figure out missing lengths and things on the triangles, and you'll see more as we go through. So this goes on to talk about just what I did. It's saying that these are similar. So our theorem is, if an altitude is drawn to the hypotenuse of a right triangle, this altitude, then the triangles formed between the are similar to the original triangle and to each other. We just sketched the three, okay? Why don't you guys practice this with R, T, S. You draw the three triangles that are similar. Make sure they're oriented the correct way and they're labeled correctly. Draw those on your own. Draw those on your own. Just like I did up here, only with the different letters. I would just draw this, and then next to it draw one a little bit smaller and then smaller, a little bit below the crayons. Draw them all with the right angle at the bottom right. So just redraw this one, and next to it draw one medium size and small. All this one was the right angle. Just make sure you get the letters. You need a notepad. Another one? All right. All right, So let's redraw this. Now, I saw some of you trying to redraw the triangles at the same orientation as they are in this picture. They're not going to be. They're all going to look the same. So you take the largest one, you redraw it, then you draw a medium size, then you draw a small, right? All oriented the same way. The trick is getting the letters in the correct place. So the first one, the letters are going to be the same. This is going to be R, this is going to be T, this is going to be S. This is T, that's S. On the second one, okay, the medium-sized triangle, so it's this triangle right here. Find the right angle. The right angle is U, so I'll label that U. And then we find then you find the letter that corresponds to the short side. So UT is the short side. That's the short one. So here's the short side here. So I'm going to put this as T, and then our other would be R. And then we have the smaller triangle. Okay. Its right angle is at U, so I call this U. And its short side, it goes U to S, so the short side would be S, and then the point here would be T. Okay, any questions? All right, moving on. All right, now, identify the similar triangles, then find the value of x. Okay, well, we've got triangle, the big triangle, let's name it first. Triangle EGF is going to be similar to triangle. So the medium-sized triangle is this is the medium-sized triangle. So EGF, G is the right angle, and in the medium-sized triangle, what is the right angle? What letter goes with the right angle? Yeah, H. So that would be my middle letter. H is the middle letter. And what E in the big triangle, the E corresponds to the shorter side. So what goes with E in the medium-sized triangle? What holds the same place? What makes the shorter side in the medium-sized triangle? G. So that's going to be my first letter, G, and then F would be the other one. Okay, and then we have the third triangle. Okay, H is my right angle. It goes in the middle. My short side is EH, so E goes first, and then G. So those are my similar triangles. Okay? Now, so we have to find the value of x. We know that the to find the value of x, let's see how they do it here. Okay, we know that the sides are proportional, right? So as we name these, then we can take since we know all the sides in the big triangle, 3, 4, 5, right? We can say so we'll take comparing it to the medium-sized triangle. In the medium-sized triangle, I know 4 is the hypotenuse, right? It's the right, 4 is the hypotenuse. So it's going to go with 5. So I would say, if we do medium to large in my ratio, we'd say 4 is to 5 as, and then the unknown in the medium-sized triangle is the x. So x, that's the short side, and then the short side in the large triangle is 3. X is to 3. Does everybody understand what I did there? What I did was I took, in the big triangle, in the medium-sized triangle, the hypotenuse was 4, right? We know that. And we want to find the short leg. It's x. Then in the big triangle, the hypotenuse is 5, and the short side is 3. So that's what I'm comparing. We're comparing 4, the hypotenuse here, to 5 as x, the short leg here, is to 3, the short leg of the large. Then we cross multiply and solve. So that would be, when we do that, it would be 5x equals 12, so x equals 12 over 5. All right, any questions there? No questions, okay. So number 2, we're identifying the similar triangles. So again, I would name the biggest triangle first. Triangle, let's name it LMJ. So we've got triangle LMJ. It's similar, okay? We're going to name the medium triangle next. So LM is the short side in the big triangle. What is the short side in the... Well, let's do it this way. Let's say we'll identify the right angle. The right angle is M. Okay? So in this medium-sized triangle, my right angle has to go in the middle as well. What is the right angle in the medium-sized triangle? What letter? K. So it's going to go in the middle. That's the right angle. Okay? LM. LM is the short side of the big triangle. What would be the other letter of the short side besides K in the medium-sized triangle? What? M. Yeah, it's M. So we'd have M. So MK, and then the third letter is going to be J. And then we do, which is similar to triangle. Okay? So then we do the small triangle. What's the right angle in the small triangle? So letter is it? K. It's K again. K is the right angle. Okay? The short side in the small triangle, what letter goes with it? L. L? Yeah, it's L. So we've got L, K, M. So there's my similarities. Okay? We have to find K. Let's do, again, we know all the sides of the big triangle, so that's the one we're going to compare to. Let's use the small triangle this time. So to set up my ratio, in the small triangle, I know the hypotenuse and the long leg, right? So I have to compare that to, in the big triangle, the hypotenuse and the long leg, right? So we would do the hypotenuse and long leg in the big triangle is 13 and 12. That equals 2. What's my ratio, my fraction going to be in the smallest triangle? What's it going to be, Jacob?
5. X over 5.
Okay, 13 is the hypotenuse in my big triangle. So we have to put the hypotenuse on top. Which one's the hypotenuse?
5 over x.
Yeah, it's 5 over x. So do 5 over x, and then we cross and multiply. So that's 13x equals 60. So then we've got x equals 60 divided by 13. All right. Any questions? Okay. If you can do this, then you understand this section. It's not easy. It's confusing because the things get all turned around. But if you can work through this, okay, then you're in good shape. Yeah.
Okay, if you would have done that whole problem with the bigger triangle, would have been a different answer?
With the medium size?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. It should be the same. Let's see. We've got, we'll start out with, in the medium-sized triangle, it's we know the long leg and we know the hypotenuse and the short leg. So in the big triangle, we've got 13 over 5 is equal to, and then the hypotenuse in the medium-sized triangle is 12, right? So it'd be 12 over x. So we get 13x equals 60. X equals 60 divided by 13. So yes, it should be the same. So that's a way to check. All right. Now, geometric mean theorem. Okay, called the T method. The other one is called the geometric mean leg theorem. Is the Nike-Swoosh method. I'm not going to read it to you. I'm just going to show you what it is. So what the problems we just did, okay, can be done with a shortcut. The shortcut is we can say in the T method, if one of the it goes like this. You make a T. BD is to CD as CD is to AD. It makes a T, right? So if any one of these three are unknown, it involves this middle segment, this little middle segment here. If it involves this segment, I'm going to use the T method, right? So if that was X, I could find it. Okay, I'd have to know BD. Maybe this is 5 and this is 7. So it would look like this. It would be 5 over X equals X over 7. Something like that. Okay, that's how the T method. We'll do examples, but that's the T method. The Nike-Swoosh method works like this. You say, okay, it's going to be AB is to CB. As CB is to BD. It'll make sense once we put numbers in. But that's the pattern you use. So you're going to use this one when you don't know one of the, it could be this could be the unknown, and you could do it this way as well. It's when you know the segment's just on the outside. If it involves this middle line, you're going to use the T method. It'll make sense now. We'll do some examples, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So one's the T method, one's the Nike-Swoosh. So we've got a rock wall in a gym. We need to find the height of the wall. You measure the vertical distance from the ground to your eye, the distance from you to the gym wall. Find the approximate height of the gym wall. Okay, so look at the picture. That's what we need. We've got the numbers. It involves this middle segment. Well, this is the unknown. So I'm going to use the T method. The T method is going to look like this. We're going to say 5 is to 8.5 as 8.5 is to W. That's how I set up my ratio. So it's 5 is to 8.5 as 8.5 is to W. I use the T method. Everybody see how we did that? If the T method tells you where to put the numbers. 5 is to 8.5, as 8.5 is to W. T method. Then you cross multiply and solve. So we're going to have 5W equals, what's 8.5 times 8.5? What? 72.35? 73.25. So then we divide by 5. What do you get?
It's 72.
72.25. What do we divide by 5? What do we get?
14.45.
W equals 14.45. We'll go to 2 decimal places if it doesn't specify. So it's 14.25 feet. So we have to find the height of the gym wall. So what do I need to do? The 14.25 or 14.45, what do I need to do? We add 5. So we'd have the overall height equals 14.45 plus 5. So it's going to be 19.45. Any questions? Okay. Here's more of these type of problems. What am I going to use here? T method or Nike swoosh? Yeah, we're going to use the swoosh. So let's find the overall length of that side. It's going to be 11 plus 19, so we'll call that 20, right? So here's the pattern on the Nike swoosh. You do 20 is to x, as x is to 9, right? That's how I'm going to set it up. So it's 20 is to x, as x is to 9. And then cross multiply and solve. So we get x squared equals 180. So x is going to equal to square root of 180, whatever that is. What is the square root of 180?
13.42.
13.42. Questions? Okay. Nope. Okay. Is this one going to be a T method or a Nike swoosh? The key is this line right here. If this is not one of the ones I have to find or it's not known, I have to use Nike swoosh. Right? Somebody set up the ratios. How's it going to be? How's my Nike swoosh going to be? What's it going to be? Go ahead, Kayla.
12 to 6 is 6 is to 8.
Yeah, that's it. You got it. 12 is to 6 as 6 is to A. So we do 12 is to 6 as 6 is to A. Cross multiply. We get 12A equals 36. So A is going to equal to 3. All right, so this last one, again, it doesn't involve this segment, so I'm not going to use a T method. I'm going to use Nike swoosh. Somebody set up the Nike swoosh for me on this one. Eric.
24 is to 10 is 10 is to B.
You got it. 24 is to 10 as 10 is to B. So we do 24 to 10 as 10 is to B. So it's going to be B equals 24B equals 100. B equals 100 divided by 24. And So we divide by 4, so that's going to be 25 over 6. Okay, whatever that x equals 25 over 6, whatever the fraction, that decimal is. All right, any questions on the problems? Okay. All right, so that's it for this lesson.